Okay, so let's go over the second question from quiz 2 that we did today. Okay, so the first question, we have to find the vertex. Because it's in standard form, I know my A is 1, my B is 3, and my C is minus 10. And to find the vertex, I need minus B over 2A. And I'm going to plug in the numbers. I'm going to put 3 into B, and then 1 into A, which is negative 3 over 2. This is not the vertex. This is only half of the vertex because our vertex should be in a coordinate form. And we know the x value of the vertex is negative 3 over 2. And we want to know what y is. How do we find the y? We plug it into the equation. So this number into here and here because it's x value. Okay, so you get y is equal to negative 3 over 2 squared plus 3 times negative 3 over 2 minus 10. So if you calculate the first part, it's going to be 9 over 4 is equal to 9 over, y is equal to 9 over 4 minus 9 over 2 minus 10. And I'm going to get the common denominator, which is 4 minus 18 minus 40. This might confuse you a little bit, so let me rewrite this. I know 9 over 2 is 18 over 4. So minus 10, if you want to make the denominator 4, it's going to be 40 over 4, right? Because that is 10. Now we want to calculate the numerator part. So 9 minus 18 is minus 9. And minus 9 minus 40 is minus 49. The denominator stays the same. So I know my vertex is this. Keep it in fraction form because it's easier when you calculate this, when you take the square root. If you change it into decimal point, that's okay, but it's gonna make things more complicated. Okay, number 2. So because we know our vertex, we can easily write the equation in the vertex form. Vertex form is a times x minus h squared plus k. So all we have to do is plug in the h. This is our h, this is our k, into the equation. And we know a is 1. Okay. So our new equation is going to be y is x plus 3 over 2. Okay, be careful here. You have to do x minus 3 over 2. Right? And minus makes it plus. And then k is minus 49 over 4. So simplify that. Okay, that is your answer for number 2. Number 3, let's solve for x. Let's solve for x. So when you solve for x, you're actually solving the x value when y is 0. So it's going to look like something like this. Let's move this 49 over 4 over to the other side, or add 49 over 4 on both sides. So we're adding 49 over 4 on both sides. So they will cancel. And on the left side, I'm going to have this. On the right side, I'm going to have this. Now we want to get rid of the square sign. So we're going to take the square root. Okay, I didn't want that. Okay, so let's do this. So if you take the square root, this is actually the same thing as root 49 over root 4, which is plus or minus 7 over 2 is equal to x plus 3 over 2. Now, let me write it this way. I'm going to put the x on this side because you can just move it. You can just put it like this. Okay, I'm going to subtract 3 over 2 on both sides. So my x is going to be minus 3 over 2 plus minus 7 over 2, which means x can equal to minus 3 over 2 plus 7 over 2, or it could equal 3 over 2 minus 7 over 2, and that is equal to 4 over 2, which is 2. This one is equal to minus 10 over 2, which is minus 5. So our solution, x is equal to 2 or minus 5. Okay, now let me rewrite the original question. Y is equal to x squared plus 3x minus 10. Let's factor this. So 1, 1, and I could do 110 or I could do 2, 5. Okay? So multiply 2 and 5, I get 10, and add them together and I get 3. So that should be 5 and that should be in minus. Right? So I kind of get them together in one group. So I know my y is going to be x minus 2, and also x plus 5. Which means my x, when you solve for y, when y equals 0, you get x equals 2 or x equals minus 5, which is the same thing we got in the previous question. Now, number 5, you have to graph them. So when you graph them, you want to find the roots, which is minus 5, comma 0, and then 2, comma 0, and then your vertex was, what was it, negative 3 over 2, comma negative 49 over 4. So negative 3 over 2, comma negative 49 over 4, and that is negative 12.25, and that's negative 1.5. So somewhere here. And also your y-intercept is going to be, if you plug in 0 into x here, you get 0, comma negative 10, and that's where I'm going to put down the number. And then you connect all the dots together. Because this is the vertex, your graph, that should be your minimum point. And you have to label that too. That label, or that coordinate is right here, that's the vertex. Right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and that's your graph.